All right, so we've got a lot of random game objects. I did create I believe, like a patio area where I started putting those things in there. The problem is we never broke up our scene. So what I'm going to do is just create an empty game object and so I'll right click up here, game object, create empty, and I'll just call it walls. And I'm going to put all the walls in there for now, like anything that constitute a wall. So for example, like this patio area here can go into the walls section. Let's see. Grab this. It started off as a door and we just kept extracting it. So this is really just more walls. And ideally you'd break the room into different sections, but for now, or the house into different sections. But for now, we just want to get everything. So these cubes here are also all walls, right? Actually, some of these are doors. Let's name this sliding door. So it's just like slide door. And we'll copy that and just make sure that some of these we reused as windows. I just kind of double click to see them. I'm just copying and pasting it. So all of these sliding doors can go inside of a door game object. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video and just clean up my scene. And just do something like this. All right, so you can see here, now I can just turn off the doors if I'm playing my game. And actually these are doors too. And just let me throw them inside of here. And we really need to start naming this stuff a little bit better. But here's our doors. I made a section called windows, which will turn off all the windows. So if you turn off the windows and doors, you can just look at just the walls. So it helps with modeling. It helps with all this stuff. Something else I want to do a bit of cleanup on is this door trigger here. If you notice in our game, if I press play here and I walk up to the door, it's kind of tough to do. You know, the door opens and it closes because that trigger is attached to the door and it's rotating. So what we really want to do here is I want to extract this, let's see, here's our door. That door script from this door. That's our frame. Here's the door. And you can see we have the door opener and a box collider. So I'm going to go back to what I did. So on this door, I'm just going to deactivate the box collider and the door open script here. And I'm going to go to game object and I'm going to create an empty game object. So create empty. I'm going to move it out here and I'm going to add a couple components. I'm going to add a box collider here. And I'm going to click on this and just position it in front of this door. And we're going to make this so that we can use it in multiple locations. And we could use it for multiple scripts. So this will just this will be our door opener game object. And I'll add the component, which is that door script. Let's see if I type in door opener, and that's our door opener script. Now all I have to do is, let me just remove these, kind of an obnoxious there. And then I'm going to apply all for overriding. But there's an animator component here that we animated before. So if I select my door opener game object here, and I lock it, I can go back here to my door frame. Actually, it looks like we need to see how we're going to do this. Here's our door opener game object. And I need to reference the animator script on the other object, or on this door object. So what I can do is select your door opener. And if you remember our black door, this one has the animator, and our animator that does all the animation that we did before has a name. And that name is blackdoor01. So all we have to do in our scene is just go here, and then we have to select blackdoor01. And now And remember, we want to mark this as a trigger. Now when we walk into this object, if our character walks in and stays there, it should... Oh, we have to also edit our script a little bit. So let's go into our script. All right, so this line of code, if you remember, is getting the component from the object that it's attached to. Well, we don't have an animator on our object. We're just gonna grab the animator from anything that we drop in there. So for example, this is the door open one. And then we'll call that script. And we're gonna probably reuse that animator a few times on other doors. And I'll do an example of that in this video. So let's go back to Unity and see how this works now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and press play. And now when our character walks into that door, it shouldn't be looking for the component or getting the component that's on there. It just opens the door that's there. Now notice here, I'm gonna hit escape for a second. We're inside of that trigger. But when I exit this trigger, it should close the door. So let's try that. You can see. Now that's a little bit too, it closes too soon because our door trigger here, the exit is there. So we can actually just go in and just give our character a little bit more time to get out of that trigger. So as the door is open this way, let's try that now. And as we exit, so kind of you can pay attention to both here. So I'm gonna hold shift, I run up to the door, it opens, and I have some time here before it closes. All right, so let's try to do the sliding door here. So I might just grab my door opener game object, and we could probably just create another empty one and just call it triggers. And I'm gonna grab my door opener game object and drop it here. And really, maybe we just call it door opener trigger instead of game object. Probably make better sense. Then I'm gonna hit Control D to duplicate it. And then with this trigger, we'll just position it here. And we'll make it so this side opens because then we exit this trigger and they're not overlapping too much, like they're not bumping into each other. So we'll make this animate. So maybe we'll do, this is door opener trigger. Let's do underscore patio, underscore sliding door. And I'm gonna move it a little bit over here. Somehow our character is gonna have to learn to know to do that. So we have this black door trigger here. I'm gonna hit Control D and I'm gonna rename this sliding door. So this is our animator. And what we'll do is on this door opener trigger patio here, I'll grab this sliding door animation and just, or sliding door, oh, this is the animation here. Okay, let me delete this for a second. What I'd like to duplicate is this is the animator component. So if you recall from our door here, we have this animator component here, it's the black door one. I'm gonna hit Control D on this one, and I'm gonna name this sliding door. And let's select this trigger, or the door opener trigger. I'm gonna grab my sliding door 02. Oh, did I do it again? Yeah, I think I did. Door opener. So we'll do this as sliding door, and we'll do underscore anim for animator. Actually, this should probably be door front door underscore anim for animator. There we go. Now we're doing it right. Okay, so back up here, let's grab our sliding door animator and oh, we have to, this is our sliding door. Let's do this as underscore patio. And let's add the animator component here. And now we can grab this and drop it in here. And let's rename this. Oh, this is our sliding door animator. Sorry, I got a little confused by the thing. And these are our animations. Yeah, this is an animation clip. And let's delete this because I'm going to copy the name though before I delete it. All right, so we have our door here. We have an animator component here. And let's go ahead and go to Window, Animation, and then we're going to open up our animation here. And if you recall from last time, we're going to create an animation. I'm going to name it sliding door underscore animation here. Let's go Art, Models, Environment Assets, Doors, and then we'll make another one called sliding door. And then inside of here, we're going to store our sliding door animation. Now, all we're going to do is record this, is we're going to kind of just shake it a little bit, and then maybe this at 15 seconds, it shoots open like that. So we get this. All right, I'm going to hit Control S, and I'm going to uncheck that. And then if we go inside of our sliding door animator, which, if you recall, is copied from the other one. So the problem with this right now is this animation here is fine. The door open animation is going to be, is referencing the, it's referencing essentially the old one, but it's kind of missing here. You see there's no motion. So what we want to do is grab our sliding door animation here and just drop it. Where did it save to? Oh, we didn't save it inside our sliding door folder. Here we go. So now we have the sliding door folder. I can grab my sliding door animation. I could drop that and open. And if you remember, all we're doing is we're doing minus 0.5 here. So I can grab my sliding door animation from here and drop it in here. Let me delete this because it automatically put that in there. Now when I press play, in theory, it should open this door. Oops, it looks like I might have messed something up there. What's happening here? Let's see. Here's this front door. We have our black door. Okay, let's go through here. We have our black door 01. Here's our black door controller. Oh, somehow the animation broke. So I'm going to add this back in here. And then I'm going to add this back in here. And sometimes when you're recording these videos, you sort of miss things. I'm not sure what I did to break that, but let's see. That opens. Cool. Now that closes. Now I walk up to this one. Doesn't seem to be triggering. It could be, let's see. Are we referencing? Oh, now here's our, we never changed the reference here. So did you see what happened when I went up to that other door here? It opened the other door there. So we need to make sure that we're referencing the correct animation. So here's sliding door animation. We want our animator. So let's just make sure that we click here and then we reference our sliding door, our sliding patio door. And then within that, it'll grab that animator component from there. So let's go back. Let's open this up. And then now when we go here, it should slide open. But we have the same problem as last time, if you recall, where, let's see. It's looping. So we have to, we want to turn off sliding door here. And let's name this animation here. And then this right here, if you remember, is our animator. And let's make sure. Do that correctly. And let's go back to our scene. That door opens. And this one does not loop, so it waits. And then now when we exit, our sliding door is there. And it's not big enough, so it's up to you if you want to make like a horror game where the person gets trapped in every room. But let's go in here and just edit this a little bit like that. So it gives our player a little bit of time to exit and enter the rooms. So this door opens, this door slides open, and then it closes. And honestly, it feels nicer running around this room. That entry level is a little bit claustrophobic. But that's how you would animate an extra door. And just make sure that you continuously clean up your scene. Here's another door over here. Let's make sure that's indoors. These are all walls. So that's it for this video. In the next one, we'll start to look at modeling some more assets for our house, and we'll begin looking at lighting.